Okay, so the last movie review is Dirty Dancing, which is a classic, obviously. And the first review is by Roger Ebert. And he surprisingly gives it a 1 star. And he starts off the article with saying, "You gotta hand it to Dirty Dancing for at least one thing. It's not a great title. The title and the ad seem to promise a guiding tour into Antarctic practices an untrammeled teenage lust. But the movie turned out to be tired and relentless, predictable story of love between kids from different backgrounds." And I kind of disagree with that. I don't think it was a predictable story, but I think it's just one of those movies that it may be predictable, but it is also a very good movie and a classic. And so the next review is by Empire. And he gives it 4 out of 5 stars, which I would kind of agree on that too, because I thought it's a really good movie. It's not perfect. It has its flaws, obviously. And I agree with him on this. He says, and there's cheesy yet perfect dialogue. No one puts baby in the corner. I carried a watermelon. You're wild. It's not Shakespeare, but thanks to this sort of alchemy, it goes through so bad it's good territory and back out into the clear waters of genius, which I agree with that too. And I feel like this movie, the sexual conduct in it isn't as great as movies nowadays, because back in the 80s it was very censored, which they also say in it. And I like this little blurb. He says, perhaps the film's real staying power comes from the fact that while everyone remembers the dancing and many comic moments, there are touches of real darkness there: racism, backstreet abortions, infidelity. It's the dark background that allows the love story to shine more brightly and provides the huge emotional high when the dancing begins, which I kind of agree with that as well. And then he says the fact that it spawned one of the biggest selling soundtracks ever, which is very relatable. A sellout concert tour, a lesser sequel, and a stage musical shows have taken it to heart. So this movie basically became so big because of its cheesiness, and they kind of use that to drive to make it better. So, Dirty Dancing, say 3.5 stars out of 5.